Good morning. It is Sunday, April 26th. Can you believe it's actually the end of April? Anyway, the Dali Tarot. Ooh, that's like glarish. Yeah, I don't have the big fancy box. We'll use that today. Ooh, still that Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The Empress was also at the bottom of the deck yesterday, too. So this is a deck that was created by Salvador Dali back in the early 70s. I talked about this a little bit at the beginning of yesterday's video. Um, he uses his own artwork as well as that he created for the deck, things that he had, because he was like, I think also 70 some by the time he created this. But also master artwork from the masters across centuries. Included in the depictions of the cards. And some of his attributions of the cards are a little different from the traditional tarot, which is really interesting. So anyway, I'm still learning this deck. There's a lot of intricacies to it that I love. And I will, if you have any questions about the artwork, definitely post them in the comments. This video will be on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah. Pass this message to anyone who needs it. And any commentary, any interaction with it helps the message just get out to whoever needs it. Share to somebody who you think needs it, no matter what day of the week it is. Whoever needs the message needs the message. Take what you like, leave the rest, as they say. So what are the messages today? And if you want your own private reading, direct message me on any of those platforms. That's coming out already. Ah, Queen of Swords. Love this. And he does include a butterfly with her, but also a dragon. Queen of Swords is a character in maybe your life, or any of the court cards can be characters of people, that represent people around you, or maybe characteristics that you find kind of coming out in your being on whenever they show up. Queen of Swords is somebody who was an independent woman. That kind of showed up. I think it was a man though. And the Nine of Pentacles that came up with a blue parrot. And parrots, and then the honeybees. We get more honey. We get better responses with honey than vinegar or something like that. I forget how that goes. If anybody knows exactly how that goes, post it. But the Queen of Swords isn't a vinegary person. She can be. She's going to be a little sarcastic, a little cutting. But the way she uses her communication, swords are communication, swords are truth, the way she looks at different things, different perspectives, her own attitudes, the way she employs things is always going to be in a very creative, idea to nurture some situation along, because it is the feminine aspect of these court cards. And so she's going to use her communication in a way that might be a little dragon-ish, but but she's going to get to the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter, the heart of the truth, and in a way to transform. So we have a butterfly here with her, which typically is one of her totems in a lot of different tarot decks. And I see that Dali has also used that for her as well. I see she's red, and she's also wearing a lot of red, but she's surrounded by blue. So her heart is, she's definitely speaks from her heart. But the blue also shows that she's, got an open throat chakra, that she's listening. That came up in yesterday's reading. Remember the big, big ears on the elephant and the deer? Like, those were super prominent on both of those cards in the spirit animal deck. So she's listening. She's employing the second, your throat chakra here. It's not just about your mouth. It's about what you take in through your ears. Communication is more about listening than it is even about speaking. So she's using, she's listening carefully to not only what's actually said, but what she is perceiving with her eyes. So she can really hear the truth of things underneath what sometimes people say isn't always what they mean, or they're trying to get towards what to what they say. So anyway, the throat chakra color actually is blue, so she's bringing in her heart. She's listening with the ears of her heart. That's coming up for me right now, listening, and then we are able to transform dicey communication situations. She's a diplomatic person, but she also knows where she is. Like, she knows her own truth and doesn't let her own ideas and um, thought processes get like really super swayed by what other people are doing. She's going to move forward with her own life. She's a very independent person who enjoys her various social circles, and she's been married a few times, kind of thing. She's definitely been in and out of different relational situations that help her have these types of skills. So this is a person who would be able to pull from those experiences in order to continue to have the abundant and beautiful life that she's obviously attained. Here's another card coming up. Oh, the Tower. So the Tower moment is here, and so the Tower is the breakdown of it can be communication. And this, I did do a little bit of reading about this particular card in this deck. The Tower of Babel is he definitely pulls from this. I see the symbol of Aries here. I don't know that that's necessarily an attribution that other card decks use for this one, but it would make sense. Sometimes Aries can just just burn things down because they can. But I see again a lot of blue. There's a lot of blue in both of these cards that's showing me that we're not just breaking things down just to do it. It's definitely there is a divine purpose, and I'm feeling that very strongly. Like, one of the other things in this particular card, when I did a little reading up on it in the book, it's actually a pretty big book that comes along with this deck. This is divine spirit coming through and breaking something down, because this situation is just, you need to go, things need to sometimes break down in order for things to come to a different place, in order for new life to come into place. But this is, again, like the Tower of Babel. A lot of people, this was something that was built with a lot of hubris in order to get everybody on the same communication page, but that wasn't happening. And there were it was big. Part of the reason that the Tower of Babel was a disaster was because everybody was speaking different languages and they weren't communicating in a transformative way. But this kind of energy also brings, kind of forces the transformation. And this is divine spirit saying, what? I'm now intervening in a very big way, and we're tossing all of this out. But this is also, you saying, this is also us saying, what, I have to take a dive, because honestly, this situation is just too much of a stalemate in order for me to feel comfortable anymore. So I'd rather just take a dive and take that risk and take the plunge, kind of thing. So there's some risk that's coming in, and this is a major arcana. So we have a court card and a major arcana. The Tower card is the 16th card in the deck. In the major arcana. So that's a 1 and a 6. So again, 1 plus 6 and the 16 equals 7. Again, bringing in divine spirit. So this is something that's divinely sanctioned. That's, so we have to kind of go with it and look at things and the Queen of Swords is a humorous person. She's like, well, it is what it is, And so what do we have here? I think this might be the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. And so now we have the 10 but there are more butterflies. There's a lot of butterflies actually in this. This is the 10 of wands. So this is coming to the end of a cycle where, at this point, the burden is just too heavy, and I need to either, put it down, or I need to get some help in order to carry this further. I see this is a pretty neatly but again, butterflies can't carry all of this stuff. So this is 10 of wands. This is something that this is an action. These are the actions that we do on the day-to-day. Because this is a minor arcana card. It's the actions that we do on the day-to-day. We just need to put something down and comment things from maybe even, it doesn't have to be forever, but maybe put them down long enough to even decide what you want to pick back up. And again, this is kind of that, this is the feeling that's going on behind all of this. And with the 10 of, a 10 of is also a sign of completion. Maybe at this point, the cycle has reached the end of whatever it was that was supposed to be, or there's just, the job is done. This can also be that the job is done. So again, looking at things with a very humorous place and just be like, what, I need to move on. And, this is, this piece of this aspect of what I'm going to be doing is done. It's over. I can be satisfied that it's completed, and recognize that, at this point, things, it's okay to just put the thing down and come at things maybe, again, deciding what you're going to pick up, what is appropriate, what really is of interest to you, what is, something that you are actually wanting to carry forward, if anything at all, So that's pretty much it. And again, this is also offering a transformative, all of the butterflies that are in these two cards that are bookending today's reading, just show that, there is some transformative, and to mention this, there's a hugely transformative energy that's on deck today. A lot of this has to do also with Uranus moving into Gemini permanently now, and for not permanently, but for at least the next 7 years. But the way we do things, the way we look at things, the way, and especially on the day-to-day, is drastically changing, and it just is what it is. And to go to fight that and to resist it can feel like, that we're jumping off, or that we're or that we're dropping the ball. You're not dropping the ball. It's just the cycle of change that's here, and let's look at things in a way that, knowing that our life might be taking a different direction in a way that we just didn't expect. All right, I want to leave it at that. Again, like, share, subscribe, share it to anyone who you need it. I love you. Have a wonderful day. It's my pleasure.